Welcome to Face Forward, the podcast, the series that takes you behind the scenes of the riveting world of clinical trial management. I am your host, Valerie Coveney, and I am thrilled to be your guide on this journey through the nuances of planning, executing, and navigating the clinical research landscape. So for today's conversation, we are joined by a strategic leader with over 25 years of experience in clinical trial delivery. Known for driving global operations, leading large teams, and shaping the future of clinical trials, she's certified in project management, a published voice in the industry, and an executive MBA graduate. This episode centers on empowering teams to lead from within, shaping strategy, driving decisions, and owning outcomes. We'll explore three main themes: ground-driven strategy, team accountability, and finally, leadership transitions. And now, without any further ado, we welcome Diane Leclerc, Global Head of Clinical Trial Delivery at Indero. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Valerie. It's a pleasure for me to be here today. Thank you for the opportunity.
Excellent. So let's begin here with ground-driven strategy. So in what ways can organizations identify innovation opportunities in trial delivery, but also set themselves apart?
To explore how organizations can uncover innovation opportunities in clinical trial delivery and differentiate themselves in a highly competitive market, it helps to anchor the discussion in Porter's 5 Forces. This strategic framework clarifies the competitive dynamics of an industry and helps identify where the strongest opportunities for innovation lie. The first one is the competitive rivalry. This looks at how intense the competition is among existing players. In our industry, we see saturated markets, complex global footprints, and growing pressure to deliver faster and more efficiently. Understanding where competitors create their efforts and where they leave gaps helps organizations pinpoint opportunities to innovate, whether through differentiated service models and enhanced patient experience or more agile operational structures. The second one is the threat for new entrants. Clinical research is a highly regulated space with significant capital and expertise requirements. While those barriers previously discouraged new entrants, emerging technology-based competitors ranging from AI-enabled solutions to decentralized trial organization and digital health enterprise are transforming industry dynamics. Organizations that innovate proactively can maintain their advantage rather than react to disruption. The third one is supplier power. When suppliers hold specialized capabilities or are limited in number, they gain negotiating power. Innovation here often comes from building strategic, integrated partnerships, adopting shared data ecosystems, or investing in capabilities that reduce overdependence on any single supplier. The fourth one is the buyer power. Sponsors have more choice and more visibility into performance than ever before. They can push for better pricing, faster timelines, and higher quality. This means organizations must differentiate, not just in cost, but in expertise, predictability, and value creation. Data-driven insight, therapeutic specialization, and advanced oversight models can mindfully reduce risks and improve outcomes for sponsors. And finally, the threat of substitutes. Alternative solutions, whether tech-driven or cost-effective, can disrupt the market. Staying ahead means keeping an eye on innovation and emerging technologies. They can shift how clinical trials are designed and delivered. These substitutions are not necessarily threats. They often create entirely new innovation pathways for organizations willing to adopt or integrate them early. So in summary, by applying Porter's 5 Forces, it becomes clear where the most compelling opportunities for innovation truly lie. This framework encourages a forward-looking mindset one that elevates operational performance while contributing to broader industry progress. It's about understanding the dynamics of the competitive landscape and then choosing to innovate intentionally in the areas where you can drive the greatest impact.
Okay, so if we look here at local insight from teams, how can it influence decisions like an expansion, for example?
This is a very good question. So local insights help de-risk expansion and sharpen go-no-go decisions by grounding strategy in on-the-ground realities such as site readiness, regulatory timelines, vendor capabilities, and sponsor expectations.
Okay, so that makes sense. So once an organization has its strategic plan in place, in what capacities can it evolve once it reaches the operational level?
One thing that we need to understand is that the strategic plan does not remain static. It transforms into actionable steps. It begins by cascading into clear objectives that are supported by resourced plans and measurable deliverables, each owned by accountable teams. From there, it becomes a living process, iterating through governance reviews and data-driven feedback loops to ensure alignment and adaptability as conditions change. This evolution allows the strategy to stay relevant while maintaining focus on execution and results.
Okay, so moving on here to team accountability. So for you personally, how do you empower teams to take ownership of decisions and outcomes?
Empowering teams starts with creating space for emergent strategies as described by Mintzberg. While deliberate strategies set the overall direction, real-world success often comes from adaptive decisions made by those closest to the work. Teams should be encouraged to respond to market shifts, client needs, and operational challenges with agility, shaping solutions that may not have been part of the original plan, but add significant value. For example, during our Australian expansion, local insights revealed strong demand for dermatology trials in New Zealand. The operational team adapted by developing a specialized offering, an emergent strategy that strengthened our competitive position. By fostering bottom-up influence, promoting accountability, and recognizing these contributions, we enable teams to take ownership of both decisions and outcomes, ensuring resilience and innovation in a dynamic environment.
So you mentioned accountability. What does it look like in a multi-center trial environment?
So accountability goes far beyond meeting timelines. It's a cultural commitment to excellence and proactive risk management across every stakeholder in the trial, such as sponsors, sites, and patients. For sponsors, accountability means transparency and confidence. For sites, it's about clarity and support. And for patients, accountability means trust and care. From recruitment through follow-up, we prioritize their experience, their safety, and engagement because they are the art of every trial. Effective risk management hinges on the ability to proactively identify and address potential issues before they affect delivery. When challenges emerge, such as startup delays or data quality concerns, timely action through established escalation processes and rapid responses support operational continuity while maintaining high standards. So Valerie, this approach is strengthened by deep expertise in dermatology and rheumatology. These therapeutic areas demand precision, patient centricity, and specialized knowledge. Teams need to understand the unique complexities of these conditions, allowing for smarter protocols, as an example, accelerated recruitment, and data delivery that drives mindful outcomes. Accountability strives through cross-functional collaboration under a unified governance model that promotes shared responsibility. And most importantly, personal accountability is enabled in our culture. At Endero, every team member takes ownership, identifies risk early, and acts with integrity.
Excellent. And how do you build trust and support leadership within your teams?
This is a very good question. So trust and leadership are built by leading with integrity and consistency in decision making, demonstrating managerial courage, the willingness to make tough calls, address difficulty directly, and stand by decision even under pressure reinforces credibility and trust. Empowering team members with autonomy and recognizing their contributions strengthens confidence and ownership. Open communication creates safe spaces for feedback and dialogue, while development opportunities such as mentorship and leadership training help grow future leaders. And finally, Valerie, celebrating achievements and acknowledging efforts fosters morale and reinforces a culture of trust and accountability.
We are now on to our last section for today, so leadership transitions. So Diane, how do shifts in leadership influence strategic direction and operational priorities?
So as organizations grow, leadership transitions are not only inevitable, they are a natural part of scaling the organization. These shifts often bring fresh perspectives, new priorities, and different approaches to risk, which can reshape both strategic direction and operational focus. Strategic recalibration may occur with adjustments to long-term goals, market positioning, or investment priorities. Leadership transitions influence how cultural values are modeled and promoted, impacting decision-making speed, collaboration norms, and accountability frameworks. To maintain continuity and minimize disruption, it's essential to conduct early alignment sessions where new leaders articulate their vision, confirm critical priorities, and reinforce shared values. This proactive approach ensures that growth-driven transitions consolidate the organization rather than destabilize it.
Excellent. And in your personal experience, what would you say are the challenges of maintaining continuity during those changes?
So while transitions can introduce complexity, we do approach them as a chance to strengthen processes and reinforce alignment. By anticipating adjustments and engaging teams early, we turn potential disruption into a seamless evolution that supports both operational excellence and strategic progress.
Okay, so finally, we are on to our last question for today. So Diane, how do you ensure teams stay aligned and engaged through periods of transformation?
True alignment and engagement start with transparent communication, explaining the why behind changes and providing regular updates. When we connect day-to-day work to our broader organizational goals, we reaffirm purpose and keep motivation strong. Empowering teams to shape solutions and take ownership of outcomes builds commitment, while visible leadership support and celebrating quick wins reinforce progress and morale. Years ago, Endero made the deliberate choice to invest in worldwide face-to-face opportunities for our teams. Why? Because we believe that strong personal connections among colleagues fuel collaboration, trust, and innovation. These interactions help us solve problems faster, share knowledge more efficiently, and stay aligned as one global team. In an increasingly digital world, nothing replaces the power of human connection. Every time we meet in person, we strengthen our collaboration, our culture, and live the values that make Endero unique. This commitment is part of who we are and something each of us brings to life every day.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Diane. So this concludes our episode for today. It was a true pleasure discussing with you. I hope you will be back on the podcast.
Thank you so much, Valerie. It was really nice to have this chat today with you.
As we conclude another illuminating episode of Face Forward, we find ourselves at the crossroads of science and progress. Remember that behind the jargon and statistics lie stories of unwavering commitment, meticulous observation, and the pursuit of evidence that shapes our understanding of health and disease. Stay at the forefront of knowledge and innovation and follow Face Forward on your preferred platform. My name is Valerie Kovney. Thank you for joining us. Until next time.